The You're Gonna Love This or Not podcast contains harsh language and may not be suitable for younger listeners.
Why would you answer this call? Why would you answer this call? Why?
New phone, who dis?
Oh, hey, man.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, hey.
Shit, I thought for sure my blocked number is imported over.
Oh, dude, I star 67 people all the time. It's the only thing that makes my phone work, apparently.
That's weird.
Anyhow, you coming to movie night this month?
Oh, man, I don't. I gotta have a colonoscopy.
Oh, come on, man.
Or something.
You're gonna love this one. It's August, right? It's Gen Con time. We got a movie about playing games.
Ooh, would you like to play a game?
Yeah, well, it's not that one. It's not that one, but
Is Joshua in this one?
Joshua is not in this one, sorry.
Oh.
But you play RPGs, right?
I do play RPGs.
Yeah, D&D, right?
Yeah.
What if I told you there was a movie about Dungeons and Dragons?
They did a series called Stranger Things, but...
No, this is a movie about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, and the new season of Stranger Things just came out, too, so...
And it's got this awesome guy in it. He's a super famous voice actor.
Oh, joy.
Yeah,
Oh, is it Frank Oz?
No, it's not Frank Oz. No, this dude is, like, super famous.
Frank Oz is pretty famous.
This guy won back-to-back Oscars.
It's not Frank Oz.
He's been nominated for 5 Best Actor Oscars.
Wow.
That's right. This movie stars American treasure Tom Hanks.
Not possible.
Seriously, you're really going to love this movie.
I don't think it's the same Tom Hanks.
Oh, it is, I swear. Same Tom Hanks.
Oh, man, it's going to be hard for me to hate this movie with Tom Hanks in it. I really love Tom Hanks.
All right, well, come on over and we'll show it.
Oh, okay.
In this month's episode of You're Gonna Love This or Not, Josh gets suckered back into the SFP with promises of a film starring one of his favorite actors, Tom Hanks. Instead of a classic, he's subjected to the 1982 television movie Mazes and Monsters, the film that helped fuel the satanic panic of the 80s. Will this film be a nat 20 with Josh, or will it be a critical fumble? Let's listen to the trailer and then find out.
Tom Hanks and his friends get caught up in a deadly game of fantasy
I am the maze controller.
until they take it too far.
I propose we play mazes and monsters in a real setting. It won't be a fantasy.
Too bad for one of them, because now there's no turning back.
This is only a game.
I know, I killed somebody.
Mazes and Monsters.
Matt, I really want to call you a son of a bitch again, but I don't even know if those words can be uttered at this point. This movie,
Hey, you love Tom Hanks. I get you with Tom Hanks.
I really had... The thing about this movie is that it started, like, really positively. Like, I was like, okay, this is a little cheesy. It's 80s, but this could, like, really go somewhere. Like, this could have a pretty good plot line. Like, the first probably 30 or 40 minutes of this movie, I was really into it. I was like, cool, they're playing this game called Mazes and Monsters, which is very reminiscent of D&D. I love D&D. This is kind of cool.
Well,
and then, like, it just, like, went off the rails. Like, it just, like, it... I don't know who wrote this and who thought that that's the direction they should go, but they ruined this movie. It's like, there was so... Like, I feel like the four of us in this room could rewrite the ending of this movie and make it a million times better. Like, if I just watched just the first half of the movie, I would rate this movie very high. Like, because knowing the time period, knowing the actors that are in it, I mean, it made a lot of sense. And then the movie just kind of went sideways. Like, it's just stopped making sense completely.
I really have to disagree with you. I
What?
feel like this movie was sideways from the very beginning.
No. Like,
From the police
No.
squad, police light opening.
no.
All the way through.
Please God, I mean, you have the standard, like, opening scene that's like the end of the movie, but this wasn't even the end of the movie at the opening scene. It was like the middle of the movie, so it wasn't even
unnecessary middle.
Yeah, like it was kind of ridiculous. It was like, oh, so they're opening with like the end, like something tragic has happened to these players in this Mazes and Monsters game. Okay, cool. So we're gonna get to watch this whole movie. We're gonna get the build up for the Mazes and Monsters game, and then we're gonna see what happens, and like something terrible is gonna happen in the caves or whatever else. Then maybe we'll have a happy ending with like, actually they weren't really lost, they were just trapped for a minute, they got out and freed. But no, like, it just turns into like this crazy like Tom Hanks went insane and started having delusions like he's paranoid schizophrenic or something. Like, I don't know. It became like a really weird movie that didn't make much sense. And like, he was trapped in this game, but no one knows why he was trapped in this game.
Are you ready to have your mind blown?
No.
This movie is loosely based on a true story. Which, seriously, the actors sort of all played the part of the person involved. It's a really weird story.
Yeah, I don't know. They should have changed the real life story to something.
They should have changed. Well, they did change the real life story. But the real life story is that in 1979, there was this young computer genius kid. He was 16 years old and a freshman at, I think it's Michigan State, who was struggling with some psychological issues.
Schizophrenia, obviously.
Societal acceptance. Yeah. And he left a note in his room and some D&D miniatures and decided to go in the steam tunnels below the campus and kill himself.
Well, that's positive.
Well, he failed. And then when he failed, he ran off to some dude's house somewhere. And there was a big search through the steam tunnels underneath. And they thought that the D&D was a lot more involved than it was and all sorts of stuff, which sort of set off the whole early 80s satanic panic. Now, eventually...
Satanic panic.
Yeah, the satanic panic in the early 80s. For those of you who weren't alive yet or
I was born in 1982, which is the same when this movie came out.
Like all the way through probably the early 90s-ish was that D&D was satanic and any music that wasn't... church music was satanic and all sorts of...
Well, that's still kind of the case.
It was a bad time. But, this guy took off. Some people allegedly saw him at Gen Con the next day, which is fitting because it's August and Gen Con's right here in Indianapolis. He got found. The family hired a private investigator that tracked him down, and they... Oh, my God. I can't say that because it's
so
more
he
depressing.
Tried to kill himself and then rolled a crit and failed, so he ended up living. Yeah, I like that.
I think the term you're looking for is botch.
Yeah, no, he rolled a nat 1 and crit failure.
Unfortunately, after he got found, he hit 20 on that one, and
rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, unfortunately, was successful. But he had made the private investigator promise to keep all the details of his disappearance and problems secret until after he died. And a lady had read about this case who was an established author and wrote this D&D hatchet job because the media had gone crazy about the D&D part of it. And she wrote the book that this movie was based on that sort of took details from all that and spread it amongst all four people. So, yeah, loosely based on a true story and batshit crazy.
A terrible writer. Is what I'm hearing. So you take a story that has a terrible ending, and you're just like, I'm going to write a movie, but instead of having a terrible ending like the one that was a real life story, we're going to have a different terrible ending.
Well, the book came out before the terrible, 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 horrible, sad ending happened, apparently. But her name was Rona Jaffe. I don't know if you saw it in the opening credits. It was not just Maces and Monsters. It was Rona Jaffe's Maces and Monsters.
Which kind of like Joffrey, which is also something terrible.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the leap I'm making right there. So, yeah, she's terrible because her name reminds me of Joffrey.
Yeah, she wrote a novel that was made into a movie in 1959 starring Joan Crawford, and other than that, nothing real notable.
I really wanted this movie to be good. Like, I was really excited about it for the first half an hour, 40 minutes.
Why shouldn't you be excited? It looks exciting.
It's
does.
Got, I mean,
freaking Tom Hanks
in it. And no matter how long ago this was, Tom Hanks is a fantastic actor.
Yeah,
like he is the best part.
Oh, yeah, he's terrific in this movie.
Like it is very obvious why he became such a successful actor.
He turns the garbage that's fed to him into gold.
He plays this role perfect. Like you believe that he actually has this disorder. I mean, that is just how good he is. But I mean, Tom Hanks has played a million great roles. I mean, he was in Big, he was in Castaway, he was in Road to Perdition.
Oh, that's Tom Hanks?
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I mean these are all. I mean, he's Woody. I mean, he's
freaking Forrest Gump for Pete's sake.
I mean, he is one of the probably best method actors we've seen in a very, very long time. I mean, he's just so much fun to watch because he gets so much into his role and he plays it so well, and he's so talented. And so, like, even early on, back in 1982, when he was 26 years old, he was doing this really, really well. And I don't know. I'm just so disappointed, like, because I wanted this to end so much better. Like, it really should have. Like, it had all the makings. No, Denzel is not a better method actor than Tom Hanks. Mike, our producer.
Mike's trying to stir up some shit tonight.
I do like Denzel Washington. I mean, another great method actor, of course, would be like Robin Williams or Jim Carrey. Or
Kevin Spacey.
Stop. Johnny Depp. I mean, he's another great method actor. I mean, he can do anything that he wants to. And of course, I mean, there's Tom Cruise. I mean, he's a great method actor. I mean, he just plays the same guy over and over again.
Yeah, works for him.
But
I do like the song that's in this movie that plays, I don't know, 4 times in the hour and a half of the movie. It's like a awful 70s, like the kind of thing my parents would listen to on the radio when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's like a really cheesy version of Friends Are Friends Forever by Michael W. Smith, which was already a really, really cheesy movie.
Maybe he was a big fan of this movie and decided to make
Maybe he was like, Friends Forever.
Yeah, I think the song is called Friends in This World. Is that it?
I don't know. It's been so long since I listened to Michael W. Smith.
Yeah, this movie is, has all the hallmarks of being shot inside of 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed because I really thought we'd find a movie that I liked.
I really thought
did.
I'm saddened, but I'm hopeful.
And it's not that I hate the movie. I hate the direction they went. Like it could have been so much better. Like
this was a CBS movie of the week. I mean, when's the last time you liked one of those?
An early version of the Twin Towers, and then he tries to jump off them because he thinks he has spells to make him fly. But then luckily his friend is like, "No, I'm the maze master, and you don't have enough points." So he ran out of sorcery points. Do Holy Men have sorcery points?
I don't know. I've never played Mazes and Monsters.
I mean, did he not have spell slots? I mean, did he have that bag? And then we did get a nice little cameo of Los Locos.
Yeah, Los Locos are in this movie.
He killed a Los Locos.
Oh, yeah, Tom Hanks upright fucking kills one of them.
Tom Hanks stabs him to death, so that happened.
Yeah.
And because he thought he was a Gorgon or whatever it was, whatever monster he thought it was, I don't know. Gorgon's probably the wrong word. Gorgon's something else, but
it's a Gorville.
Whatever it is.
I made sure to write it down because I couldn't remember what it was
Gorgon
myself.
versus Smallville or something. Smallville. Anyways, so I just don't know.
Well, this movie does leave me with some questions. Like at one point near the beginning, when JJ and the girl are walking into the dorm or dining hall or whatever, he says, "I don't want anyone to drop out or freak out," and she says, "Yeah, not like last year."
I know,
which implies this has happened before.
So like they know. And let's side note. Okay, his brother's name's Hall, right? So his brother's name's Hall, and like he quote unquote disappears. You can't see my air quotes because we're on a podcast, but I'm making air quotes right now, guys. And so he disappears. So I'm thinking, since schizophrenia is hereditary, and by the way, that his brother was also schizophrenic and killed himself. But his parents didn't want to tell him that he killed himself, so they told him they just disappeared. But the entire time, his parents know that his brother killed himself and are worried that he's going to kill himself next. And that's why he's so fragile. That's why they don't want him to get into this fantasy world. Because if he gets into this fantasy world, he can create new delusions.
He's already been in it. He's flunked out of another school.
I know. So like they know that if he continues to do this over and over, what if this is... What?
What if he is Hall?
No, he's not.
Oh, what if there is no brother?
There's
Holy shit.
Because they make mention of the brother before.
No. Yeah, they made mention of it, but the parents didn't make mention of it. Just him. Maybe this is all in his head. Holy shit.
Well,
that's a whole
the
new
voice
dimension.
of Hall is basically his voice.
Yeah, it's Tom Hanks just talking into a reverb.
Because like Tom Hanks has got a certain quality of his voice or that you can kind of hear.
Yes, I like to think of it as the "you are a toy" voice.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a draw, but not too much of a draw. And
yeah,
so
you can always tell it's Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I mean, there's no questioning that it's Tom Hanks' voice doing
all
it.
15 characters he was in the Polar Express all sound the same.
He has this. It's like a James Earl Jones version of his voice, which is Hall. So maybe Hall is something he created inside of his mind, his own schizophrenic delusion.
Holy shit, we're taking a deep dive.
I mean,
it makes sense.
This is going to
makes perfect sense.
We may need the girls to watch this so they can give us.
I don't think they'll be
psychoanalysis
at all.
The girls from Social Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I tried to get Liz down here to watch this with us, and she outright refused.
Yeah, you couldn't even get your own wife to come over and watch it.
More than once.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Now this opens like a whole other possibility. Like, is Hall just made up, or is Hall really real? Or
my drunken mind is blown.
I'm not even that drunk.
Maybe I am super drunk.
I kind of feel like I need to watch this movie again.
Maybe I'm not even speaking English into the microphone.
It's on Amazon Prime, so I can.
And I'm just laying there thinking about this. Well, let's look at some of the notes I took during the movie. Sexy sax cues I have written down.
Yeah, the reminiscent of 80s pornos.
Yeah, it's weird, disgusting, and entertaining at the same time, much like 80s pornography.
Yeah, it was just... Man, my brain is going so many different directions right now. Dude, that like brings a whole nother thing to this.
Don't think about it too hard.
I can't help it.
I know you've got a little sugar in your system. Just calm down.
Michael has blown my brain here.
I have written down least dirty cave I've ever seen. I love me a show cave, but they're all filled with mud. This one seems to be
very clean cave. Yeah. Oh, also, so they all split off in different directions. And they were exploring for quite some time.
I'm pretty sure in this cave there's one room.
As soon as he yells for help, they're like there within 5 seconds.
Yep.
Like, it's amazing how fast they can navigate back through a myriad of paths through this cave to follow exactly to where he was and then save him from his own delusions because they weren't real.
Yeah. Also, I've written down JJ's hats. One of the characters, JJ, has hats instead of any kind of personality.
Yeah, he's kind of dull. I mean, he's got the cool minor bird.
I counted 8 different hats he wears in this TV movie.
Well, you forgot about the one major hat. The hat is the Maze Master.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think he wore a hat for that.
I know, it's a figurative hat. It was
giant, curly, bushy hair.
Like many hats that you wear, like the many rolls.
You mean the hat's not real either?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, maybe the hats are all in Tom Hanks' mind.
The hat is a lie.
Anyhow, he wore a Kaiser hat, a cowboy hat, aviator hat, construction helmet, a German yodeling hat. I'm not sure what you call them. Jungle hat, a deer stalker, and something I just wrote down that just says stupid gray hat.
Yeah. Did you forget about the pointed Roman hat?
Oh, I don't remember there being a Roman hat.
Yeah, in the first scene.
No, it's a Kaiser helmet.
Oh, that was called?
Yeah.
It's a pointy hat.
Some wonderful dialogue. The most frightening monsters are the ones that exist in our minds.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this movie. He's a schizophrenic.
Oh, it's foreshadowing. Let's see here.
Maybe this movie is really good.
I wrote down these fucking liars because their stupid, dumbass plot to not get expelled from school involves them lying to the police on a collective basis without one of them having a detail different than the other. And it works out magnificently, so much that the entire subplot with the police is completely unnecessary.
Can we also talk about how they snuck past a whole horde of police officers?
Oh, yeah. It's
to
amazing.
Drop a brown envelope onto the windshield of a car that just magically happens to be the maze?
Yeah, they sneak through, I don't know, a half dozen cop cars and 2 fire trucks and a bunch of rescue.
He must have nabbed his stealth roll.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Nat 20.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We have a callback to an earlier episode. Oh, Mike, you're killing me here.
Maybe the real monsters were the friends we made along the way.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Maybe. Well, I'm starting to see a whole other version of this movie that I did not see before. And it is making me think that this movie might be one of the best movies from the 80s. Because of all the subtext and the subplots in this movie. Because like there is so much more deepness to this.
You've
like
already told me you don't like this movie. Are you changing your mind?
my mind. So it happens. I'm allowed to.
Oh my God. I don't know. Josh has a look in his eye like Jim Carrey in the number 23.
Like, I don't know. Like there's so much.
Something has made a connection and it's something bad and I'm frightened.
I don't. Like there's so much in this movie that like.
Why did you do this, Mike?
I know. This is why I love Mike. That makes you like really think about like real life like social issues. Like this was shot in the 80s where like mental health wasn't a real big thing. Like they didn't really understand different things to do with mental health, and so they just kind of threw it off. It's like they just put people like basically the way they dealt with this mental health was just sticking by a lake at their family manor. Like they didn't actually get any real help.
Also, everybody in this movie is crazy rich. It's disgusting.
Speaking of Crazy Rich Asians, hilarious.
Is it?
Watch it. Yep, liked it.
Pretty sure it was out like 6 months ago.
I don't care. It's really
so
good
by
movie.
the time this episode drops right now in August, it's been like 10 months?
Yeah, something like that.
Sure.
Anyways, because we definitely don't record before.
Yeah.
And no one would do that.
This is a live show. When you're listening to it is when we do it.
Yeah, definitely not. That would be terrible. There's a reason why we pay our editor so much money. Because he makes us sound smart. Anyways, insert music here. Dun, 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 dun.
I think we have our first repeat cast member.
We did.
In the movie, yeah.
The guy who announces in the beginning of the
Jaws 4.
shark movie
He's
that
the
we
mayor.
watched.
Mayor of Amity.
Jaws 4. Is that what I call
Mayor
it?
Vaughn?
Mayor Vaughn, yeah. And he's also like the lead police officer in this.
Yep.
Acting skills about the same.
Talks like he has massive denture problems.
He does.
Yeah, he just looks super uncomfortable.
And he seems like a really terrible detective because he just like believes the first thing these kids tell him. Like he kind of gets a little "Are you sure?" thing, but like not a real like detective work. Like,
and again, the whole subplot goes nowhere.
I know,
it just disappears. They just wrap it up with, well, we don't know if he's dead or alive, and then we move on with the movie.
Yeah, and I keep saying like a lot in this episode for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways. I don't know. There's so much stuff in this movie that makes me just think there's so much more deeper.
You think there's more to it now?
There is. I really think there is.
Are you going to have to read the Rona Jaffe novel?
No.
Rona Jaffe's Mazes and Monsters?
Literally no way I'm going to do that.
I don't know. It might have extra stuff in it, just like the novelization for Jaws 4.
I can get the Cliff's Notes on it.
Oh, we're back to Jaws 4 again. This is all connecting. This is all connected, Josh. This is all connected.
Your face is connected.
It all comes together, and then somehow it all ends up in the Middle East.
I know.
Oh, no. Mike's going to write something.
I know. Anyways, this movie, to me, is definitely the best movie we watched.
Wow.
By far.
Wow.
By a lot.
Goodness gracious.
If I was going to say I liked a movie we watched, this would definitely be it. Because the more I think about this movie, the more I realize what they were trying to accomplish with it. And I think that this Jaffrey lady might actually have been trying to kind of make a hint at perhaps we need to take a better look at mental health care in the United States during this time. Because this guy was clearly disturbed. And like his parents knew he was clearly disturbed. So instead of like getting him help the first time around, they just sent him to a different school and told him to like be successful because that's what you're supposed to do and just like work through it because like that's just like
I shouldn't have given Mike a whiteboard.
Oh my goodness gracious. No. I'm not even gonna say that. No.
Yeah. Maybe we'll save that for the last episode.
No. We're not
for the last episode that will probably be this episode. But still.
No. We're gonna watch more movies because now we have to find something that I like more than this. I mean that's the goal.
Yeah.
So
I want to say, speaking of the parents, the last note I have just from watching the movie is that at the end, Tom Hanks's mom, who is played by
some crazy old white lady.
No, it's somebody. Shit, I can't believe I'm drunk enough to forget. Anne Francis. Anne Francis.
Yeah.
As in, like a shout out in the Rocky Horror Show opening theme. She's from Forbidden Planet, but
Still never seen that movie.
She grabs them all as they come to visit Tom Hanks, and she touches them and looks at them and says, "I've got to tell you."
Hold up. She does not touch them, quote unquote. She just like gives them hugs.
Oh, well, she gives them hugs. Okay, we're not touching children or anything.
Yeah,
you. These are all college age people. At least they're like 30-year-olds playing college age people.
Yeah, but that happens all the time.
But anyhow, like she says, I just want you to know, I don't blame any of you.
But then she shoots them a super shitty look.
She shoots them an ice cold stare, like you motherfuckers.
Maybe she should have shot that ice cold stare into the freaking mirror, because she is obviously to blame for her son's mental distress, because she knew it was happening. She did nothing to help it. They just want to sweep it on the rug because they're rich and they don't want to have these problems because it makes their family name look bad or whatever else because their son's supposed to be successful. I don't know. I'm just, oh, man.
All right, well, let's talk about cast a little bit. Tom Hanks was in a sitcom that lasted a couple of seasons, and I hear he's done some voice work since.
Oh,
but other than that,
Tom Hanks is the greatest actor of the last 30 years.
His kids have done a couple of things. Hey, including the latest movie we watched, the last movie we watched, Fantastic Four, Chet Hanks. That's right.
Is that the last movie we watched?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fairly certain we watched a really shitty movie between then and now.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I blocked that from my mind because you were so mean I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I love Miami Connection.
No. That
Grandmaster Kim, I know you're a listener. Love you, buddy.
It was horrid. I'm actually starting to get post-traumatic stress disorder here talking about it. So this is a huge trigger for me.
Well, okay, then we'll move on. We've got Chris Makepeace as JJ.
Yeah.
He's a Canadian actor, like pretty much everybody in the movie except
like
Tom
Reynolds.
Hanks. Yeah, like Ryan Reynolds. That's right. Chris Makepeace was the Ryan Reynolds of his day with one recognizable role and then like a steady reduction in work
he
until
did a
he
bunch
just
of
quit acting.
bit acting here and there.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And he is wearing a Dunder Mifflin shirt in his IMDb photo.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Wow. I figured he would have just given up on IMDb way before.
Yeah, I kind of just figured that him and the guy from Karate Kid were brothers. So.
Yeah, he's Rudy from Meatballs. Rudy the Rabbit. Wins a big race through the woods.
Rudy. Oh, no. So you're talking,
talk from
you're
Bill
talking about the dark hair guy, not the blonde hair guy.
The young guy, the young 16-year-old.
The young autistic kid.
With an IQ of 190.
Yeah, the autistic kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the obviously autistic kid that no one wants to diagnose the entire
who
time.
confused hats with a personality. Kate is played by Wendy Crewson, who I'm sure you've seen before, actually. You've probably
she
seen
was
her
in some other movies, some other 80s stuff.
She had
stuff.
a lot of 80s TV in Canada.
Terminator, maybe.
Terminator? I don't remember that. No, she's Tim Allen's ex-wife in the Santa Claus movies.
Oh, yeah.
She had a recurring role in 24, and in a weird connection to the podcast, she was one of the stars of Bicentennial Man.
Yeah.
We have our own connection to that in our editor and good friend of the show.
Our highly paid editor.
Head of our podcast network.
Yes.
Tony Troxel, who dealt with some of the Bicentennial Man props.
The Indiana Geeking family of podcasts.
Yeah, that's right. Team Geeking, baby. She's won a bunch of awards for her TV work. Not much else, but, she works, which is better than most of the actors in most of the movies we've seen so far.
Yeah. Well, except Tom Hanks, who is... Again,
I don't know what happened to him. He was pretty good in this and then just disappeared. I don't get it.
I mean, something about Wilson, or he must have taken a road to perdition or something.
Oh, that's right. He was in that volleyball commercial.
Yeah, wasn't he did he work for FedEx for a while?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off the air.
I don't know.
Let's see. Daniel, played by David Wysocki. He did lots of TV. Did
That's
some
the
soaps.
blonde-haired guy.
Yeah, that's the blonde guy.
Who looks a lot like the bad guy from Karate Kid.
Yeah. He has that 80s
They could be brothers.
a-hole look.
What's that guy's name? Who's the blonde guy? What's his name
Daniel?
in real life?
Oh, what's his name in real life?
No, the guy from Karate Kid, Cobra Kai.
Oh, Zabka.
Yeah.
Billy Zabka.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did lots of soaps, married a soap star, and then just decided to open an electrical contractor business.
Well, that's how you do that.
Yeah. I thought he would have been good in the early 80s if they'd done a live-action Scooby-Doo movie. He looked like Fred.
Yeah, that's a really shocking end to that story.
Kind of dresses like him, too.
Super shocking end.
Let's see here. Anne Francis. Let's see here. Oh, the Gorville. The Gorville was played by Kevin Peter Hall, who went on to play Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. Both the movie and TV show.
Such a good show.
Also, was the Predator in Predator.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go.
What was that? Our producer keeps writing things on whiteboards. You guys can't see this.
Murray Hamilton, Mayor of Amity will never be anything else in my mind. So,
and we'll never video this. We might video it.
The writer of the movie, Tom Lazarus, wrote 1999's Stigmata, which is a movie that's just scared the living shit out of me.
I love that movie. For the record, that is one of my favorite.
Any religious horror movie gives me the willies.
No, so that I didn't really see that as a religious horror movie. It's more like a religious thriller.
Yeah,
but I really like that movie. Like the acting in that movie was superb.
He was also nominated for a Grammy. It's really weird.
A Grammy cracker?
A Grammy for creating an album cover for a band named Pigeon.
A band named Pigeon?
Yeah, it's a. I don't know. Never heard of them.
Me either.
I looked up the album cover and it was really hard to find, but I finally found it.
Yeah.
We'll put it out there on the social media over the next few weeks.
Perhaps.
Let's see here. Stephen Hilliard Stern. He was the director of this movie. Directed 3 or 4 TV movies every year for the 80s and 90s.
Why do we always do the boring educational part of this podcast?
Because we got to get these people out there. They help us by creating these wonderful gems, and we get their names out there.
But I feel like we should name drop throughout the podcast instead of just doing it all in one long segment because it gets really boring.
Okay, well, I could break it up. I could do the ad break now. All right.
A band named Pigeon, A Tribe Called Quest.
Oh,
I don't think they're the same thing.
No.
Although, A Tribe Called Quest making music for this particular movie would have been awesome.
Well, you don't like because it would have been a different song. Yeah, that's true.
Did Pigeon write the song for this movie?
Oh, the guy also directed The Devil and Max Devlin, which ran on TV every Sunday night for a good chunk of the 80s. Starring, I don't know, friend of the show, Bill Cosby.
Stop it. No, we're not coming. Disclaimer right now.
All right.
I say a lot of really fucked up shit on this show, but definitely not a friend of the show.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yeah, he's not near as close of a friend as the Weinsteins.
Stop it. You stop it right now. You've mentioned Kevin Spacey, Bill Cosby, and the Weinsteins in this podcast. Are you trying to get people on us?
Look, nobody's listening. Nobody cares.
You keep saying that. People do listen. We have data that proves it.
Okay. I said we had 7 billion listeners. I've been proven wrong.
We have at least 25.
Well, I was going to say, if we extrapolate the number of people in the room that have listened to the podcast, that's all of us. 7 billion worldwide. But I know for a fact, my wife has never listened to an episode of this show.
What?
Yeah, she doesn't listen to us. It's disturbing. It makes me sad.
You know what? I'm going to give her guilt trip about that. I've been listening to her podcast.
Every episode of Social Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I've been listening to Social Sci-Fi, and she doesn't listen to us. You know what?
Yeah.
I think we needed to.
We've got some internal team geeking.
Invention.
We've got some beef with Social Sci-Fi now.
Yeah. I think we do.
Beef on.
Yeah. But Liz is on it. We like Liz.
Somebody turn this podcast around and go home.
And
okay, Dad.
We know that Liz listens to at least probably listens at least once because Tony listens to it 37,000 times a week. So probably by default she hears it.
Maybe. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. This podcast is brought to you by Audible. Can you hear me now? Am I inaudible? Oh God, please help me. No one can hear me. Is this a nightmare? Am I a ghost? Did I die? Get Audible.
All right, so we got a game to play, I'm sure, that I'm going to hate.
We have a game to play you're definitely going to hate, because you love Tom Hanks movies, right?
I love Tom
Hanks. You could name a bunch of them.
Probably.
Right? All right, well, tonight's game is called Gerard Depardieu.
What?
In this movie, Tom Hanks's Mazes and Monsters character is called Pardieu, right? Pardieu?
Yes.
I am Pardieu. I am a holy man. He says it like 19 times.
I know, I get it.
All right, do you know who Gerard Depardieu is?
He's some French actor.
Oh, that's good. Do you know Gerard Butler?
Yes.
And Johnny Depp?
That's
right, because you're going to be naming the movies. See which one belongs to who for Gerard Butler, Johnny Depp, Pardieu, or Gerard Depardieu.
Oh my God. This is... Where do you come up with this shit? Like, seriously, do you sit at home and you're like, what stupid ass game can I create for Josh to piss him off?
Sometimes we go...
And you wonder why I'm mean on this podcast.
We go months without taping. Sometimes it's just like a lightning bolt from the blue. I can come up within a minute.
The guy from Common Conner will call me an asshole.
But that's true. That's true. He did call you an asshole. And I did not correct him because he wasn't wrong.
I think you make me an asshole.
Oh, maybe.
I'm really a nice person outside this podcast.
I'm sure people think you might be. Anyhow, I'm going to name a movie. You tell me whether it's Gerard Butler, Johnny Depp, Pardue, or Gerard Depardieu.
If I don't know the movie, I'm probably going to guess Gerard Depardieu.
We'll start off with an easy one. Volunteers.
I don't even know this movie.
Oh.
When was it released?
I'm thinking around 83-ish.
I'm going to go with...
maybe a little later.
Tom Hanks.
You are correct, sir.
Yay.
That's a movie with John Candy, I believe.
Okay.
All right. How about the Down in the Hole Gang?
Gerard Depardieu.
Holy shit, dude. You're on fire. The Phantom of the Opera.
Oh. Wow.
It's a French story.
I know, but it's not Depardieu.
Come on. You're 2 for 2. Don't ruin it now.
Is it Depp?
It's Gerard Butler.
Oh, yeah. That was my other guess.
Sorry.
I knew it wasn't Hanks or Depardieu, so...
How about The Man with One Red Shoe?
Where are you finding these movies?
It was a pretty popular movie.
When?
80s?
Johnny Depp.
That would be Pardue, Tom Hanks.
Okay. You haven't named any Johnny Depp movies yet.
How about Law Abiding Citizen?
That's Gerard Butler.
There you go. I figured there were a couple of gimmies in here.
Yeah, I knew
that
that
were
one.
mildly recent.
Yeah.
Memorable. How about the movie Chocolat?
Chocolat is Johnny Depp.
There you go.
He's a chocolate salesman.
Is he? I've never seen it.
It's a good movie. You should watch it.
Secret Window.
Secret Window is also Johnny Depp.
Secret Window is trash.
He's a crazy writer.
That movie is the one Stephen King movie I think is just the worst. And there are some bad Stephen King movies.
I think you're the worst because I like that movie.
That answers a lot of questions. 102 Dalmatians.
102 Dalmatians. That has got to be Gerard Depardieu.
You are correct. You are tearing it up tonight, sir.
I'm good at this movie.
Ooh. He Knows You're Alive.
Oh, fuck if I know. Tom Hanks.
As you say, we talked about this movie earlier tonight. Every Time We Say Goodbye.
Every Time We Say Goodbye.
Not Every Time You Go Away.
I don't. Johnny Depp.
Pardue.
I didn't know that one. I should have guessed Pardue.
Nope. Just Pardue. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, really?
Yep. Fast Food. Fast.
Can you give me years?
I don't have years written down. Sorry.
Gerard Depardieu. Then I don't know.
It is Gerard Butler. Yeah. If I gave you years, it would be a lot easier because like Tom Hanks and Gerard Depardieu would be like all the early 80s. And
well, Depp was early 80s.
He's late 80s.
Nightmare on Elm Street?
Nightmare on Elm Street was, 84? But he really didn't take off until later in the
21
80s.
Jump Street?
21 Jump Street ran during the 80s, yes.
Yeah.
Not a hit movie for him until 2012-ish.
His cameo. It's fun.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, now I'm going to start finding the ones we haven't done yet. One More Kiss.
One More Kiss. I don't know. Johnny Depp.
Gerard Butler. Sorry.
Okay, good.
The Libertine.
Oh, I actually know this movie. Is that Gerard Depardieu?
Johnny Depp.
That's my other guess. I can't remember which one it was.
Yep. How about The Tourist?
That's a Gerard Butler movie, right?
Johnny Depp.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's really recent, too.
I can't remember. I knew I'd heard of it. Why'd you do 2 Johnny Depp movies back to back? That's not fair.
Oh, did I throw you off? I'm sorry. How about which ones haven't we done yet? Oh, Nothing in Common. I remember this movie. Nothing in Common.
I have no idea. I honestly, Gerard Depardieu.
No, it would be Pardue. It's a movie Tom Hanks made with Jackie Gleason, if I remember right.
Cool.
Yeah. Not much overlap in those careers.
This is a lot
I
of
don't know if he
movies.
plays his dad or not. I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Let's see. Arizona Dream. Have we done that one yet?
Right up on you.
Johnny Depp.
Okay. This is getting boring. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, I think we're about out. And
We've
I'd
done
say,
like 30 movies.
I tell you what, there were 20 I had listed, and you've got 9 right.
Cool.
So
awesome.
If we do the rest, I'm sure you get one. So 50%. That's well done, sir. Well done.
Started out hot, then got bored.
Yep.
Which is usually how this podcast goes.
Yeah, that's
Matt
the way
starts
it
telling a
works.
story, I get bored. I mean, cranky.
Fun fact about all those actors, none of them have been in movies with each other, but they've all been in movies with someone who's been in a movie with each other.
Really?
Yeah, they all have like a I don't know.
Can you imagine
a bacon quotient of 2 for each other?
Can you imagine Tom Hanks and Johnny Depp in a movie together?
I just don't see it happening.
Oh, I'd love it. Especially as a buddy comedy. Oh my God.
There's lots of things that would work with those two.
I would love that so much. If Tom Hanks and Johnny Depp can do a buddy comedy, oh my God.
Sully and Captain Jack walking down the street hand in hand.
Oh my God. I would die.
Yeah.
I mean, David S. Pumpkins and Edward Scissorhands hanging out together.
I bet that happens at the weird Halloween parties in Hollywood.
Dude, I would. Yeah, that's definitely a movie I would go watch.
Well, I'll tell you what. For this episode, I have acquired a DVD of Maces and Monsters.
You have.
And I am probably never going to watch this again. So let's give it away.
Ooh.
Reach out to us on Twitter. We are at YGLTON.
Yeah.
And just tell us why you want a DVD copy of Maces and Monsters. And if we think your reason's good enough, we'll select you and I'll get it to you.
Once again, that's at YGLTON.
Yep.
Yankee, Golf, Lima, Tango, Oscar, November.
Very good with the phonetic alphabet. All right. Last note I have is just a little blurb from the Chicago Tribune from when they reviewed Ace Ventura 2 and said, a movie this spectacularly awful could only have been pushed across by someone with major talent. So there you go. But that doesn't make it any less awful.
You know what? Your face is awful. Let's review this movie because I am going to give this movie a 6 out of 10.
You're going to give this movie a 6 out of 10?
Yeah, and a solid 3 of those points are from Tom Hanks alone. Earlier, this movie would have gotten about 4 out of 10. But with Mike's revelation of this might just be a really good demonstration of how schizophrenia affects the lives of people, I'm giving it 6 out of 10.
All right. Well, I'm going to give it a 4 because it's a fun watch.
We finally found a movie that rated higher than you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really weird. That's only happened once before, and that was with a guest.
No, it's never happened before. There's no way.
Yeah, no, with Fantastic Four.
No, but I've never.
No, you haven't. You haven't.
No, never.
But yeah, no, you love this movie more.
Yeah,
than
but
me.
your guest gave that an extra 3 points just because Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is no Tom Hanks, so. I'm just saying that guy Comic Carnival.
I'm not going to get into this.
I'm just saying.
Send all your.
He called me an asshole, so I feel like I have a right to kind of
send all your mail accusing us of being racist directly to Josh.
Yeah,
and
we're definitely not racist.
Yeah, his address is Indianapolis, Indiana, and he'll grab those sacks of mail when he can.
Yeah, I totally live.
All right, anything else you got to say about this?
Your mom's house.
Bag of garbage movie.
This movie is actually really good. I really liked it.
Oh,
I do. I don't know why.
I don't think Tom Hanks is the only one having a psychotic break.
Yeah, Tom Hanks was wonderful in this movie. I actually enjoyed this movie. I mean, it could have had a better ending. It could have gone a different direction.
I really think you hated this movie until Mike broke your brain.
No, I didn't. I did not like. It wasn't that I hate. I don't know. I liked it, but I wanted it to be different.
Hold on. Rewind. You said I wanted this.
I don't know. It's not that I hated it. Or
is the podcast over?
I don't know. You're gonna like this or not, but this is the you're gonna like this part. Most time it's or not. This time you're gonna like this.
I'm gonna go out and just say I didn't like it.
I'm sorry. You have terrible taste in movies, though, as we have proved time and time again by the other shitstorms you've made me watch. You've made me watch 7 shitty movies. One that will never air.
Yep.
Although eventually it'll air.
I refuse to apologize. Everything I did was for the advancement of humanity.
No, it was for the advancement of breaking Josh.
All right. Well, if that's all you've got to this week with the I like this movie garbage, I guess we'll leave it there.
Face is garbage.
I love you, Josh.
I love you too, buddy.
All right.
This episode of You're Gonna Love This or Not was recorded at the SFP Studios located off of beautiful Eagle Creek Reservoir in Indianapolis, Indiana. It features Matt dragging Josh down into the dark depths of his movie collection and is released monthly on the Team Geeking family of podcasts. It is produced by Mike Wycliffe, edited by Tony Troxel, and features music by Scott Holmes, who can be found on the Free Music Archive. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or the podcatcher of your choice, and please leave us a rating and review. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.